Alright, we're still focusing on LT2B and exponent properties. When I look at this problem, I notice that my parentheses are only going to the numerator in my fraction. So that is super important. So now, with this process, we have to just multiply out that 2 that's up here. Remember, your 8 up on the top has an imaginary exponent of 1. So I'm going to put that there just so we remember. Now, we're going to work on the numerator. So this 2 needs to be multiplied by every single thing inside my parentheses. So let's start with the 8 to the first. So my 8 stays the same, and I multiply 1 times 2, which is going to be 2. Now I move on to the x. My x stays the same, but I'm going to multiply out 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is going to be 8. Next is my y. Same thing, we still need to multiply that -3 by the 2. -3 times 2 is -6. I haven't touched my denominator yet, so that is all going to stay the same. Okay, now we need to work with my whole numbers. We realize here that this is an 8 to the 2. So before I can work on dividing or anything, I need to do 8 squared. 8 squared is going to be 64. Everything else stays the same that I have not touched. Now, since my whole numbers do not have any exponents, now I work on dividing those. So I'm going to start with 64 divided by 2. 64 divided by 2 is going to be 32. Now I'm working with my x's. Since my bases are the same, I am going to subtract because it's a division problem. 8 minus 2, which is going to be x to the 6. Now I move over to my y's. Same thing, it's division, my bases are the same, so I am subtracting. -6 minus 4, which is going to be y to the -10. Finally, I realize that I have this funny looking thing with a negative exponent upstairs. That cannot happen, so I need to rewrite it. That needs to go downstairs, so y, and it becomes a positive 10. And everything else stays because those are positive exponents. Remember, we only move it if it is a negative exponent.